started, so I don't really have as much time to go and shop. Soon camp will be here though. So I thought this would be a perfect time to film some videos about my closet. So if you don't know, I worked in the fashion industry for a very long time. I had vintage shops. I worked at a vintage store on Melrose, and I worked as a designer for a fast fashion brand, unfortunately. I also did product development for another brand that you see in Target, etc. Now I'm a mom, and that is what my life is all about, but fashion is still in my heart. So today I am wearing my Boondock Saints shirt because I'm going to be showing you vintage rock tees that I have. I also have a ton of vintage R&B hip-hop tees, Harley tees, and just sports tees. So I'm gonna do a video for each of those. So stay tuned or subscribed if you would be interested in seeing that. I thought I'd tell a little story about each one. Now, this is John Mayer. You may not consider him super vintage rock, but we'll get there. I actually got this in the parking lot. I love bootleg tees. I love them. Me and my husband, we always buy the bootleg tees instead of getting the ones at the show. Sometimes the show too, but I love bootleg tees. It's the vintage girl in me. So I'm going to show you all the John Mayer ones. I never thought I would be a John Mayer girl, but I just became obsessed. This one I got at the Rose Bowl flea market. You know, it's not like vintage, but it's very cool when I wear it on. It seems very vintagey. Born and raised. Okay, so this is official merchandise. I don't buy everything bootleg. Okay. Next, John Mayer tee. 2019. So I have this on cinematic, so hopefully Online Ceramic did a lot of his merch. So this was from the solo tour. I was pregnant, fun fact, at almost every John Mayer concert I've been to. Okay. Here is another John Mayer. Now this is from the 2023 tour. This was in Los Angeles. I love when they print on the arms, but gosh, I don't remember. I feel like this one was also a parking lot find. Okay, last one. I swear I don't love John Mayer this much. But this was actually John Mayer and Dave Chappelle. So we went to, they did like a comedy show and a concert together, and it was so fun. Again, sleeve hits. We love a sleeve hit. Dave Chappelle. Next up is like one of the first concerts that I went to. My mom found this Dave Matthews Band from 2000. Look at the back. So cool. Gosh, I feel like this was like a concert in Arizona that had a bunch of bands. Like Talib Kweli also played there, and I also loved him because I love hip hop. But yep. Next, we're gonna do the Beatles, my ultimate forever favorite band, my favorite band when I was in high school. Totally destroyed, and I'm obsessed. So I actually had this when I was in high school, and this is not my high school one. It's just so awesome. It's literally so soft, but there's a vintage market out here in LA that you can go to, and they had it there, and I probably paid some stupid amount of money for it, but it was worth it. Oh, look here. 1998. Right here, can you see that? 1998. The year before I graduated. My favorite. Next, I just have, these are like crops that I cut. Probably not as vintage, but Still love them. Road. Found this one at a thrift store. I think this one's from 2011, so it's not vintage, but it looks vintage, so. This is from a store out here that does like revamps, but actually, I didn't know they stamped the dates. This is from 2013, and to make something vintage, it has to be 20 years old, so we'll get there soon. But isn't it so cute? It laces up. It's sexy vintage. Okay, next, this is the shirt I was wearing when I met my husband. It is vintage Aerosmith. Now this is very, very old. And I met him in Vegas at a trade show. So that's what I was wearing. Pretty cool, huh? So old. It's like a piece of paper thin. So I lied. My first concert was actually the Judds. And I somehow found this t-shirt when I was thrifting. I loved the Judds when I was little. Check that out. 1988. It's kind of funny, 10 years later was the other one. The Heartland Tour, 1988. Just like that vintage crackled. Ugh, you just cannot duplicate it. Another really old mine I got while working at Wasteland is this Rolling Stones from 1981, the year I was born. These all have such like significant dates on them, but you know, it has holes, so soft. Let's see, really cool graphics. I feel like I should be holding it like this more. So, I don't even really like, oh, I guess I do like the Rolling Stones. I guess I do. Probably would say Led Zeppelin more. My ultimate heart in high school. Pearl Jam. This shirt is literally from my high school days. How many of you remember this shirt from the 90s? Come on, give me a little bit of focus. There we go. Yeah, I literally wore this shirt to school every day. You can see on the bottom. And it has like holes in it, the best. I loved Pearl Jam. 10 was like my favorite album. See, the tag is very old. I lost this for a moment in time and I was like so distraught. Like I was harassing my sister, where's that Pearl Jam shirt? And so to Etsy I went when I was feeling more nostalgic one day and I got this one. Remember the back? I mean, it's like completely destroyed, but tag. Oh, what a time. How you check for vintage, by the way, you always got to look at the bottom right here for the date. This one says 1993. Alive. Okay, my last Pearl Jam tee. Oh my gosh. I don't even remember. I found this on some random website, but it was only like 70 only, which for vintage t-shirts is good these days. But here's the tag. The perfect little amount of holes. I'm just like obsessed with this one. It's really cute on. Eddie Vedder forever. Now when you see my hip hop collection, you're gonna be like, you don't make sense, because I love Sade and Outkast just as much as Pearl Jam. Okay, so these aren't necessarily rock, but just cool. Don't mess with Texas. Oh, I guess country. Mr. Willie Nelson. I should maybe have kept this for the Harley haul, but Willie Nelson. I don't know how vintage this one is, but it feels very vintage. It's very crackly. Oh, we love Willie Nelson. My dad is obsessed and I'm obsessed. I definitely need to see him sometime in my life. One more. Another one of my favorite bands is The Cure. Now, this one is not vintage. It's actually from forever But they must have printed their merch on vintage tees or something. I mean, I know you can really knock off a vintage tee now, but the quality is very, very vintage, and I love the Cure so much. I just had to buy it. Pink Floyd. This one I adore because of the distressing. It's got all these holes that are just perfection. I don't really like Pink Floyd, but I love distressed shirts. So yeah, those are my favorite vintage rock tees and or old looking rock tees. Thanks so much for watching, guys.